Alright, hopefully that made sense and plays out the way I want it to. What is that? The depth of this game, the style of this game, the beauty of this game, I'm absolutely amazed right now. And there's a dog? Welcome to the Killing Stone. This is Cinco on Stade. You're with SpinCycle Gaming. This is a deck builder, card battler type game with kind of some story and horror elements hidden within. Let's check it out. This game is written in two styles, Modern English and Period English. Select which you would like to experience. Modern. I didn't expect you to make it this far. I still don't truly, but I have noted the effort. Period. I never thought thou'dst come this far. I still do not, but the effort merits note. I like period English. Although I'm gonna hate it if I'm going to be reading. I already love the visuals of this game. Wow.
If thy tongue wants use, subject me. I am unto thy whim a bondsman. But as wise men will one day say, in the beginning was the act. If it is action thou cravest, then to the ritual, and amen.
Maven, you approach the figure uncertainly, trying in vain to orient yourself in this uncompassed dark. Wittenberg College, your office, was it not? A mysterious parcel left on your desk. Within, a box, strangely familiar. Numbly you'd skim the receipt, retaining nothing beyond. The state of Americans vanguard. Herein, as the deceased. Your ancient mentor, dead? In her shadow, false and true, seem weightless equivocations. She left this box to you? On instinct, you reached for the clasp, then an uncanny light which seemed somehow to notice you.
From angeled time thou art sudden scaped. All hail and welcome. Hast thou a soul?
Yeah, no, we definitely have a soul.
Already twixt she and thee, thou art the fun one.
You sense this creature is strangely grateful for your trust. Okay, I'll be honest. I already have no idea what they're saying.
Now, in all thy mortal world, there is but one game worth the candle. If thou wouldst play, ask thyself but this. Hast thou the art? Hast thou the will to beat the devil?
Okay, I understand that question. Yes.
If thou couldst know how oft I have been answered yes, thou wouldst stand amazed.
The figure gestures at the altar-like table and speaks no more.
Dost see? Here is the table, and here the game. In this place, we play for souls. Here is my wager, the soul of Marikin. Thou dost hereby swear to act as final executor of thy late mentor's pact. In all trials or contests unresolved, wilt thou play on her behalf. Thou hast mine eye, by thy dead witch bequeathed. 'Twill serve for thy stake in this test of bona fides, and keep the both of us honest. Now, prove thou art no impostor. Face Valravin, first familiar to learned Morrican, and confirm thyself her pupil.
The figure indicates a signature line on this ritual document. The package from American contained a strangely vicious-looking ring with a nib at its tip. The purpose is obvious. A blood signature.
And now, by all the eyes of hell and heaven, are we to each unto the other bound. Until the trial's done, and game be won, let no mortal soul from this table rise.
A great pale bird hops forward, an albino corvid? Quite rare. It trills strangely and seems to speak, not in words, yet you intuit the meaning. Wherefore a mock trial? 'Tis plainly the one forenamed. Yet if I must perforce, I'll fledge the witch. Lo, stranger, scrut the case in brief, and make thine argument. I can't. Alright, hold on. First lesson, trivial battle. The game of souls. To win this contractual battle, you must reduce the health of your opponent's eye to 0. If you reach 0, you lose. When your turn starts, you drop to 5 cards, which you then play on the battle line. Select a card with left click. These cards are all creatures, which get placed on the battle line and fight when your turn ends. Place one now in the available spot. Placement phase. Cards cost activation points to place and refill on your next turn. Place throughout until you run out. Okay, so that needs to get to 0. When you've run out of action points, you can end your turn with space to enter the resolve phase and let your creatures attack. During resolve, creatures attack and deal wounds equal to their strength to the first non-ally they face. The Fangella. The Fangella divides the board. You can only place creatures on your side and vice versa. All creatures have health and will die if the damage reduces that health to 0. Keep playing thralls until you run out of room. Your battle line is full. If you end your turn with unspent, one will roll over to your next turn. Interesting. You win. Okay, so this doesn't seem that complicated, fortunately. You defeated your opponent, but such minions are only an aspect of the greater advocate. Proceed to the next battle. Second lesson. Beneath each eye is a wounds preview. Place a creature on the battle line to see the preview damage. Alright. The damage seen here will happen during the resolve phase, and your turn to see it happen. The demon played a new kind of creature. Focus on it with mouse to see its detail. Overreach has special keyword tunnel. Creatures with tunnel, I guess, skip the first valid target when attacking. Attacks hit the eye directly if there's nothing to skip. The slash preview means this creature will die at the end of the turn. Oh, interesting. Let's see if my health regenerates to full, or if I'm still at 18 and 20. The third lesson. Yep, still at 18 and 20. Your new card, Spark, is an invocation, a spell that affects the board, but isn't placed on it. Select Spark now. Use Spark on an eye now. The rest of your hand is all thralls, which seems unlucky. Select the draw pile with the mouse to see if you've gotten anything better waiting. Order presented here does not correspond to draw order. This shows your remaining deck in random order. When this is empty, the graveyard reshuffles into it. Use the back button to leave. You drop to 5 cards every turn. You can then hover over and use right click to discard one, hopefully making space for a better card next turn. So I could just do this. If you regret a move, you can undo it with the undo button. You can undo any move until you end your turn. Oh, interesting. The bird interrupts to address your devilish foe. Must we go through all this pomp? Then, somewhat sing-song, is your one good eye too damn old to see? This guests are Maven, or I'm not me.
Enough beak, ghost-feathered wretch. You speak with your mistress's mouth, yet listened not. She made this exam a condition of these items' release. And rhyme no more, squab, unless you match silence to itself. My cap could use a new plume.
Boom, roasted. The bird stiffens, whatever the masked adversary may be truly behind the shape. Vile Raven seems far warier of it than its words suggest. Is our guest not due some more candid conversation then? Was I wrong to trust your reputation for civility?
Agreed. We may commune in comfort now, if you like.
The strangely blanched bird regards you, and then tilts its head to gaze meaningfully at the eye you carry. Then, in turn, at the strangely familiar wooden board and parchment laid out here, as if they and it are each bound by a ritual purpose, and this clever creature awaits their use. To derive all this insight from the ruddy bead of its own eye seems itself a rare thing.
To me, you are the shape of joy made flesh. To be matched at last, sweet sinner to the sin. The late Marican named you her pupil. Should you, by this ritual trial, prove yourself the one chosen by the witch, then like that box, I and all the world will open to you. The second ritual test awaits, unless you've any questions.
So is it true American is dead? She has willed me her arcane secrets, but are you the catch? You said this is your eye.
Of us have seen too much. This is not my first face. Not even the first that she gave me, your Marican. Alas, it seems now the last.
He gestures lightly at his cunningly wooded profile. At neither gap nor seam do you know any flesh beneath. Save for the incandescent eye, you sense a slight dissembly. However, even a note of reproach. Bathe him in light. By all powers, principalities, thrones, and dominions, I defy you, Satan, be gone.
Satan is a job, and mine is a good deal more fun. Were I here to accuse, I'd say you've been living a lie. What name did they tenure you under? Cenodoxis the Younger, was it? As well call yourself Simon Magus. You flaunt the Deutschlanders' ignorance of their own legend by invoking its source. Admit it to yourself or not, you are of our party, Doctor.
Let us resume the ritual contest. Its mysteries begin to reveal themselves to me. Boon. Select the temporary boon to improve your odds. Here you can choose a boon, a special effect that will help you until the ritual ends. Boons stack with each other, so it's always better to take one if offered. Select an option and then confirm to proceed. I like heal 1 on every combat start. Oh, this dude's about to be toast. The 4th lesson. You can place any creature in reserve above another creature. Ready to join the battle, when the first one falls, play a celestial projection now on the battle line. The placement slot above our celestial projection represents space for reserve. Place Comet Archer there. Unlike the creatures on the battle line that host them, reserve creatures don't normally attack or get hit in combat, and your turn to see your attack. Some creatures have special abilities when they deploy from reserve. Like Anchor of Faith, play it in the Comet Archer's reserve now. Attacks immediately and gives enemy neighbors -1 when deployed from reserve. Symbol means this effect applies to the enemy's eye, so in this case thorns will strike your creatures and your maven eye. So I'm starting to get the hang of this. Boss battle. Aggression is a chant. Chants must be played in reserve and are discarded when they hit the battle line. Does something unique in the resolve phase when creatures attacks. Gives its host +1 attack. Okay, so I need to get someone out onto the field. Seems like I always get to attack in full before they even get to stack their side of the line. I don't know if it's gonna stay that way. Every creature in the battle loses 1. Every creature on the battle loses 1. Deal 1 to any target. So it seems to me I can do this, and that should get me some damage going that way. Plus I have that in reserve. discretion. Yep. I knew you were no charlatan. It is my honor to serve you, Maven, and to be free of his company.
You're no pretender, then. A true maven, and pupil of the infamous Marican. Indeed, in every hand you play, I see hers. Now ends the casual joust, and begins the duel. Your witch believed you could outgamble me. As upon a stone in earth redoubted, break my back upon your will. Match me, in whose blood the first ever pact was penned. Who, for your game of souls, carves chessmen from the teeth of time. At your journey's end, seek me out, and we shall see.
He places a small effigy of you in traveling kit near what appears to be a model house, as one might use with dolls. To the north is your fateful voyage. Between the Eldritch Eye and myself, your path will be well lit. In coldness, you'll face him again, as true enemies, I'm afraid. Accept no quarter. Soon enough, you'll miss the warmth of its first fond embrace. Follow me.
To my apprentice, my sin eater, and my final friend. In death, I must ask one last favor. That fateful game I once taught you is not yet won. I wagered all and lost more still. Now, I fear, your art must exceed my own. The Svankard family stands at hazard now, and the house means to collect. Go to them, Maven. Seek out my kinsmen in their exile, and shield them from my wretched curse. You need not love them, but even the worst of us deserves a better fate than this. And Maven, to make my meaning plain, it is you alone whom I entrust to beat the devil.
I get turned around.
Mariken Svankard.
Okay, so the depth of this game, the style of this game, the beauty of this game, I'm absolutely amazed right now. And there's a dog? The goodest boy. So beautiful. I can't get over, on a side note, I've never seen something like this in real life, and it's weird to me as someone who has never seen something like this in real life that actually exists. There's places in the world where you can see that. What's that called? The Aurora Borealis, is that right? Let me know in the comments, because I'm dumb and I don't know these things. So I don't know if I skip the tutorial when I'm dog. Dog! Oh, this game is the best. 10 out of 10. Will buy my kindred. My health. Misery to mine enemies. That's so funny. The rocks in them. Misery to mine enemies. Whoa. Why'd that light up like that? mystery. Alright. Let's go see what the dog wants. It's okay, boy. Alright, if the dog, I swear. Okay, thank goodness. I was about to be so mad at this game. Dog! Mr. Chops. Maven, oh forgive me. I think I did not greet you properly. You greeted me properly, as might a dog. If you can hear me, know that dogs do not talk. Do not acknowledge this wholesome congress. How dare you even offer that? Oh, flatter not so. Do make me earn it. Chops will come over bashful and lose his tongue again. He sniffs you a little. You smell of ash, you know, then my former mistress is dead. And since I somehow forgot myself, yet I remember. Oh, I'm late. Come, please, her family waits for us. Mr. Chops, you're the best dog. Literally. Oh my goodness, you're fast. Alright, this game is incredible. Mr. Chops, the dog instinctively guides you through the grand old manse, sniffing and chuffing about as if he too were seeing it anew. Signs of isolation and decay have mounted slowly over decades, yet oddly, only on the outside. The chambers themselves are remarkably well preserved. Still, the lights seem clustered in too few rooms. This is a dwelling for a great clan, yet the sheer silence belies that utterly. Ahead of a few souls stand in a loose cluster, and behind them the blessed promise of firefight. You suppress a sudden urge to rush past them and collapse upon the hearth. A big man of some 80 years steps forward to greet you. Mr. Chops emits a small, friendly whine at the sight. Cat? 10 out of 10. Sir? The man takes in your mask, your strange case. A guest. Her guest. Correct? Such as it was, her will instructed me to expect you, but not your name. Just Maven, then? Of our great house, these few are near all who remain. Greet our guests now as vanguards. Try to remember how. This is my... Rasman. Father says you have come far indeed for our family. Rare to meet a soul that would exile itself by choice. I don't know how to say that. They inspect your vestments, your case, and mask, unhurried. Some quite paradoxes here. You feel keenly measured, and yet unjudged. An eunuch woman steps forward and curtsies very briefly. After a look at the large fellow for confirmation, it is impossible not to notice the cross around her neck, her covered hair. In Germany or Denmark, she would draw eyes, but not for her clothes. You are far from both. This is her people's land. What prompted such effort? My wife, Nika, I assure you she speaks. A hasty half laugh. They both look back at him, absurdly in the silence. The dog does too. He rests his red-limbed eyes on a specific bit of nothing, then abruptly seems to recall that he, too, has a name. And I am Volum. My grandmother lies below the house, in the grotto. When the long night of mourning elapses, Markhaven's vanguard shall be given to the sea, as the old Danes were, her request. But first, you'll see to her soul, yes? Apologies, I overstep. Proceed as you see fit. Welcome to Vakanat. All retreat to the den, likely unsure what to expect of you. Characters with this symbol have something to say. When you are ready to advance the game, go to... Yeah, okay, it's like an exclamation point. Okay, it looked like a sword. Okay. So let's wander around a little bit first. I don't know if I got finished with what I was saying earlier, but I imagine I may have edited out the tutorial.
Nope.
But I don't know that for a fact. So if you watched the tutorial, you saw me painfully, slowly learn how to play this game. And I'm very happy and thankful if you're still here. I'm no adept at greetings, years in exile now with no herald to call me forth. And yet when a stranger asks my name, I still stand and stare like a fool, waiting for the trumpets. He seems to immediately regret the candor and clears his throat. I've had all gather here in common sight since the event. He seems to force the blunt truth out against some resistance. That is her body discovered. What little will she left us spoke of the quaint burial practice and a vigil duty that doth cleave to ancient custom, and so we's vanguards mourn as one. He frowns, some fear of inquisition, even here. Since then, Mouth, the restless grandson, has perhaps felt unfairly cooped. Mind racing with questions of mortality, I expect. A maven is many forms of doctor. Volum seems to know this and feel obliged to share any observation relevant to the family health. Some insomnia followed, muttering in half-thought through the night. Finally, he fell asleep upstairs. You would pass him on the way to your guest room. Quietly, if you will, give him oblivion's brief grace. Wow, I'm like overwhelmed by this game. At your approach, they hold their hand out at a canted angle. To shake or kiss it, the pose makes it unclear. You settle for a curt bow. Please, share the fire, Doctor. You're here to cleanse great-grandmother's soul, somehow, truly? They pause, eyes betray a trace of mirth. Has she any left? Father does not have the belly for blood, Maven, but someone ought to tell you. Markhaven fell from her balcony, high in the house, late at night, struck her head on a sharp bit of earth outside, and so ended a legend. We found her in the morning. She had slowed with age, but I thought her steadier. All to say, the body had frozen and has by now likely thawed some in the grotto. But your charge is spiritual. One might say that even against our will, all vanguards are versed in theology. Yet, there's nothing we can do for her soul. Excommunicantus. They gesture with their goblet hand in a wide arc, indicating the manner, the family's Arctic exile. They spill not a drop. I'll wager she'd die again before admitting it, but now, Markhaven needs you. What was that? I definitely saw something like run around the corner, but I missed it. I didn't see it clearly. What on earth? What was that? See the infamous American's own soul. In contract form, a pact, yes, and signed in blood. By it, she's forsworn and damned to hell. By war of will, we now must win her back. We'll seize hold of that subtle body, and play at tug-of-war. till all hell's strong men loose their grip. Mark the time, 48, no, now 47 fleeting hours we have to sever the packed American. Valraven ruffles his feathers in brief confusion, but where are the smirking fiends come to collect? Like pallbearers to stretch her out on the contract and carry her off to the loveless pit. Maven, our newest associate, Mr. Chops, must act as your official familiar for a time, while I look over these documents. Valraven emits a strange, distinctly non-avian whistle. The sound causes your bones to seem suddenly very present, distinct, and separate. The feeling fades. When it does, the dog has already reached the grotto, whining a little. Do please bond with him, Maven. When I'm able, I'll offer you the choice of my services as well. Dog. Maven, so sorry, is your old Chops. Full Chops. I wanted to watch over the boy, and my duty forgot me. As the familiar who led you into the home, I owe you the first bond. I am the worst ever, dog, and I know the trick, to sit watchful in two places at once. One night the secret will be mine. My bond should ease your burden in rituals to come, and then by your leave, I'll look in on the young master. Now let us pay our respects to mistress, for it is her soul we mean to see to. Bonding with a familiar grants a unique boon during the ritual. Mr. Chop fetches new cards when you discard. Later, you will find others with different singular powers. Before the ritual, first must come your inspection of Mistress Maven. Yet we are bonded now. Old Chop stands ready to be redeemed. Pay respects.
Oh, pay me no respect. No obeisance before this empty ruin. What could you still owe me? It is enough that you are here. Though, perhaps not all of you. I judge you not in that regard. You and I are a matched set.
For a ruin, you emit a resounding echo. I'll talk to myself a little further.
If ancient Mariken could answer, what would you ask?
How is it that I seem to hear you now? Is this your work or my own?
In life, I was made answerable for many crimes. A few I was even guilty of.
Years.
In the matter of your mind's alleged infirmity, I was at best a mere accomplice. Faith, isn't this the voice of a dead woman?
You squint at her. How does one respond to that without making the alleged problem worse?
Shall we continue? If ancient Mariken could answer, what would you ask?
Do you remember how you died, or might I be forming a theory?
Age. A wound requiring no further salting. Thank you. Ask instead. Why now, at last? I seemed near the end when as a youth you knew me. Perhaps hell extended my loan, then let it lapse? Tonight, do they come to collect?
And these gifts you left to me, what should be my next step to collect them?
You are a lawyer at last, are you not? Did that college of overeducated inaction at least convey the elemental firsts? Locate the documentation and check the fine print. Shall we continue? If ancient Mariken could answer, what would you ask?
My questions are for the living for now. Rest well.
How kind. I fear that sweet sleep has flown south from us all. Instead, do remain vigilant, young maven. Goodbye.
Do you see? The contract is immaculate. Here described as the soul of a newborn infant. None. How did she... This sudden fear I can't quite name. A great rumble sounds here in the grotto. Mingled grains of ice and old wood are kicked up in geometric whirls. The noise issued not from the bowels of the house, but upstairs. Voices rise in a distant choir of panic. Go, up, out, fly, Maven. Time to go. Bird? The den, Maven, go. Your wits will be your shield. Was this you? A door? There? She gestures to the new stairwell, perhaps redundantly, but her disbelief seems plain. Volum, Razman, and I, we were only outside for a moment. Where is Malthae? Did you see it? She starts again, trying to help you orient in the timeline of her fragmentary anecdote. My Volum, Razman, they went in just now. We heard cries. Please. Nika seems to grope for words, genuinely alarmed, gesturing again towards the revealed stairway. The fretful patriarch cranes torso first to peer into the passage, like a child who'd not violate the domain of adults. Past him ahead in the room, without precedent, the boy Malthae lies on some altar, asleep? Occult implements surround him. Unwholesome sounds issue from the high-vaulted narrow room. Old Volum stands by in tense reserve. His fingers contemplate the scabbard of a small dagger. At your approach, withdrawn. Now this, I swear on God, Maven. Marrakeen said nothing of a hidden room, nothing. Surely the boy Malthae must have slipped past us, opened this in his sleep. Hearing the door, we leapt up. But on sight of this cursed paganry, wisely Razman said, wait for the Maven. Malthae, is he... Have you seen such trances before? We will stand as your second, as you inspect the scene. Please cry out, if... He closes his mouth woodenly, conjuring no plausible contingency here. Razman stares into the strange chamber ahead. They notice you askance, but continue to observe. How quickly Maul must have moved, now again to toss and slumber. As though caught in restless dreaming, lead on, Magus. The hour is yours. Alright. Alright, you all saw that shadow there. I'm sure of it. Second best witch, you're here. Good. I smell metal, the kind that shines, and oils of anointment mingled with markedly less holy tinctures. Mr. Chops glances to you, as if heartened briefly, but a low, rising growl climbs from his throat as he surveys the scene. The boy whimpers in his throat, but for the phlegm, it is almost melodic. He has sweated through his shirts to stain the table beneath. His eyes snap briefly to you. Oh, that can't be your face? Though I know it from somewhere. The lad's gaze loses you, slipping sidelong to dart softly between coordinates unknown. I am asleep. He told me so. And so, see, I am still, for I mustn't dare to wake me. I meant no mischief, only did as I told. He will tell you, his words strangle. His back arches too far mechanically. No pain registers on his small face, which is somehow worse. once, twice, then slack. Ew. Ew, I hated that. I hated that, like, crackling noise. Alright, let's look around here real quick. Scrolls. Some sort of staff. Looks like the different creatures. I love this, like, game within a game. We can walk around and explore, but we're also, like, here to play these games. This is no mere fever. It's a prelude to possession. And here, a contract on the lad's soul. Valraven hops away from the child, takes in the rest of the room's contracts on monstrous spindles waiting. One stray leaf, I fear, from a whole family tree. Sidelong, the bird now surveys a legal stamp. Its strange grip sculpted into a human likeness. Malthy, styled the same as the way the effigy of American in the care of the fiend, One Eye. Mistress said nothing of this, even to her own familiars. Come, Maven, move Malthy to the chair and prepare the ritual components. The work begins. You shoulder Malthy into the chair next to you where a client sits. You brandish the ritual herbs under his mouth and nose, then show him the needle that will take a sample of his blood for the ritual. Troublingly, he volunteers his finger automatically, as if rehearsed. What is that? Very good. As One Eye's agent, you lay claim? Well then, cough up your receipts. The great gold leaf contrivance responds, clicks and soft shrieks of metal muffled by its long robe. Lo, a tendering, a Newton Vegas steps forth. You wish to match wits with Varigold, the very craft of Castle Knot? Think, witch, what is that whelp to you? You bleed onto the document near your client's contribution, consenting to act as proxy. How willingly you bleed for him, bold, yet flesh is but the ribbon tied round the true prize. Your soul, we must accept your challenge. The battle of wills begins. This game is so crazy. A bargain. Of course, both father and mother to all accusers, thus even now the devil is bound by his own ancient laws. This Varigold is a lord of hell, vizier to One Eye, a lawyer and greedier than average. No offense meant. Yet no rule is etched in fire across eternity, exists only till challenged. For what is law but a conversation between abusers? We say, the bargain. Here you must forge your own luck, revise the family's pacts, bid and counterbid. Thus with his signature tricks will beat the devil at his own game. Most rituals contain rounds bargaining, where you and the demon vie over contractual boons and banes that are permanent. Banes are negative boons that empower the demon. Select a boon that you want or a bane that you don't with left click to place a chit there. The demon will do the same. Alright. Lightning page. Number of cards you draw up to each turn increases by 1. I like that. First enemy creature placed each turn immediately takes 1 wound. First enemy creature. Alright. First allied card drawn each turn costs 1 additional action point until played. When the enemy avatar is damaged by an attack, they gain 1 armor. No, definitely don't want that, and I definitely don't want that. We'll do 1 of each right now. Until we kind of know what he's trying to bargain with. I don't want to double down on anything. The number of cards you draw up to 1 each turn is increased by 1. First enemy creature placed each turn immediately takes 1 wound. That seems pretty beneficial. Okay, so he had like the same tactic here. These two we agreed upon, but he's looking to really benefit. I'm looking really to hurt him, so interesting. Each ritual is a contract, and any contract can be exploited in this upcoming room. Your familiars can eke out such revelations. Gain revelations that can modify other exchanges. Your familiars traced the text between tongues. They uncovered corruption, words altered in passage, sense lost in the carrying. A covenant mistranslated dissolves its own authority. In this, your cause is upheld. Revelations are yours. 10 revelation. Revelations are a currency of secrets spent at bargain, boon, bane, pact, and forge rooms to adjust their offerings. Interesting. Alright, so let's go to a boon. Blessing on you, another coin ill spent. So I have 10. Okay, so I can reroll. Gotcha. Okay, heal 1 on every combat start. That seems really nice. Gain 1 action point the following turn. The first time your avatar is damaged in battle. The first one allied creature played behind another allied creature in each battle gains tunnel +1. I like the heal 1 every combat start. I feel like that's really beneficial. Alright. Trivial battle. Each Vanguard and Bonded Familiar has a unique and powerful boon. Examine them in the tray above to see how to use their power. Alright. So, we will break you with a... whatever. The first 2 manual cards discarded each turn are replaced with a freshly drawn card. Creatures with 0 strength have the sneak keyword. But first, before I do anything, let's just get a direct hit on them. If I do this... So we'll put this guy here as a little backup. And I'm not going to actually get rid of any cards just yet, because I just want to do straight damage right away. Happy with it. Slide target creature to its owner's side, giving 1 for every symbol. The owner symbol means this effect applies to the eye belonging to the owner of the card. Okay. That's fine. But what we're going to do now is make them pay for it. So I want to get rid of... Target takes 2 damage and whatever is behind it takes 1. So if I did that... I'll hold off on that. I want to replace this guy. And of course I got literally the exact same card on the redraw. Do it again. Target takes 2 and whatever's behind it takes 1. I could just do this right off the rip, and then that's 2 damage going towards. Yep, I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna do this just in case he kills this card, then they're gonna take 3 damage right back at him. Or that creature, I mean. Well, card is probably still the correct word. Healing reduces damage. Look for a green healing preview to see how many damage are reduced. Gotcha. So when they say like preview, it's showing there's going to be a -3, -1, -1 here. That's what's happening. Heals 1 from its host and allied neighbors. with the assets can be placed anywhere on the battlefield line, even the enemy side. So if I do this, I gain 1 health back. I'm interested in that. I'm also interested in guaranteeing this guy gets toasted. And we'll end the turn with that just to make sure he goes down, that heals up. Alright. Creatures with slide move X slots in their facing direction, taking any reserves with them. Alright, this is fine, because I can do the same. Knockout, knockout. I can put a sacrificial lamb in reserve. Or should I do that? Yeah, put a sacrificial lamb in reserve, just in case. But they'll get the heal. I don't know why they're getting the heal. I guess because of that. I don't know, we'll take it. Oh, because she's moving forward, that's why. This interval is ours by right, and by it we shall claim all others. That's fine. Not that concerned here, lady. We'll go here with it. We'll go... Actually, if I just hit them here, I guess it's 3 either way. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. So, go with that. I can put in reserve 2 health, 1 damage. Unless I want to just do this. That'll guarantee me the win. Alright, let's go with it. I actually might have had that win locked up earlier, I wasn't paying attention. All these documents read as one great pact, yet myriad smaller tales of woe are herein contained. Mistress, the deceased made her kin sign away their souls to her. Little by little, I'd wager. This boy is one such. For a sinful life, this boy is to be damned. If I'm right, it's these cursed pacts, each some bundled sin of Americans forced onto our client as surrogate, that we now must scrub away to save him. An exorcism, by rites preceding all papistry, all inside some 40 hours. 10 packs, bundles of scrolls bound together, form your deck. Here, you can improve it by exchanging one of its packs for another. This packed exchange room offers 3 choices. Pick 1 pack to gain and an existing pack to lose, then confirm exchange. Okay, I like Spark, I know that right off the rip. Name of the Saints takes 1 damage, its host gains 1 life and attack. Grants its owning avatar, I don't care for ejection. Flail deals 2 damage to neighbors when it deploys. Attacks immediately, gives enemy neighbors -1 damage when deployed from reserve. Interesting. Heals 1 damage from its host and allied neighbors. I like Spark, deals double damage. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. So we have 2 cards. Portions Americans dread inheritance. Its sin works against you. 2 cards. This card cannot be played. This or this. Spark and Sacrificial Lamb I feel like are more useful. I don't need the Comet Archer, and we can get rid of one of the Flask of Thought. So I like that. I like that trade. Well, although if I do this one, I lose a spark, but I'm gaining a spark. So that's a 1-for-1. No, whatever. Just keep the spark. Be happy. Alright. Just be happy. Forge, modify a pack to improve your deck. Or Bane, select the temporary Bane to bear through this ritual. Recover 10 health. I don't need the health, so let's go to Forge. This is the Forge where your packs can be upgraded into additional power. These upgrades are different each time you enter a Forge. Select one anytime to see what it does. Okay. Heals 1 damage from its host and allied neighbors. Wait. Adds a Flask of Thought card to the pack. Rarity. Okay. Lethal. Kills any creature it wounds, regardless of health. Rarity Occult. How could I not do that? That's crazy. I probably want something like this to get the Occult. Kills any creature it wounds regardless of health. This has 3 health. Do I have anything that has more health? This has 3 health. Oh, that does it for all of them? That's insane. Takes 1 damage, deals... Okay, I don't want something that's going to be instantly... So wait, all 3 of these get that, if I understand this. Strikes an additional target behind its primary target. That is OP. That's amazing. Oh wait, it only did it to 1 random one. Is that what it said? Was I not paying attention? That'd be natural of me. But whatever. That's incredible. If you are done sketching lewd grotesques on the rulebook, shall we proceed? See, that's 2 V's, but he's definitely saying we. So, that's weird looking at his, like, robot eye. Alright, let's go kick this boss's butt. This boss wrapper. No such claim on poor dead Marikine. Lies. Prove your case by force or be gone. Okay. This this is just a simple armor. Takes armor in place of damage to place on the highest health, but expires after battle. So wait, do I want to hold on to that? Target takes 2 damage, and whatever is behind it takes 1. Let's just start with getting some damage out there. Alright. Didn't see any cards I necessarily wanted to discard in that first hand. Good. Target creature on the battle line attacks immediately. Target creature on the battle line attacks immediately. Alright, that's fine. These aren't necessarily the worst things. Alright. So I'm gonna get rid of this here. See what we get. Spark, that's nice. Want that, and it's one additional target. If I did this, that would be 2s. But I have no reason to do that, not right now anyway. I'm gonna hold off on aggression. I'm gonna hold off on the rally. Actually, no, I'm not gonna hold off on the rally. Let's get that 2 armor because I imagine they're gonna be trying to put a lot of damage out pretty quickly here. So we'll call it there. Okay, so what is that? Creatures with counters strike back at their attackers X times. So this takes 1 damage, its host gains 1 health and damage. Okay, so he's gonna do 2 damage right off the bat, hit 2 there, and then that's gonna do 1 damage. Got it. Okay. That has 1 health, so probably want to get rid of that. If I do this here, do this here, I can get some extra, I can kill him, knock out, let me think for a second. +2, so I could do 3. Yeah, 3s. Get an extra point there. Also do burnout here. Don't need that. Aggression on, so that. Continues to boost. And then spare a point. So he's toast. Oh no, he's gonna defeat me here. Man, that didn't last long at all. Okay. That's alright. Alright, now I need to start. Let's redraw here. I could take a swipe a couple places. I have 2 sparks. Do this here so they both take damage. Do this here. So they both take damage. Then do 1 here. Then 2 extra hits. There we go. I think we're making smart decisions. I think. What is that? It bypasses the first asset in front of it when attacking. Of course it does. It costs action. Its action point cost is reduced by 1 if played in reserve. Okay, well it wasn't. So that was your entire play. Let's redraw that. Retribution. That's perfect. Put that there. We're also gonna play this guy back here. I could sacrifice and gain 2. Make sure I'm sacrificing the whole thing. So that knocks him out. Gain 2. Then I I can get this guy placed and get 4 damage running their way. I like that. What does this do again? Scoffs, no material damages. Alright, I got you. Good. Get out of here. Heal 1 on every combat start. Dev, little side note, whenever I go to hover over this, if that box could be over top of whatever text they have here, so I'm not waiting for that text to be out of the way. Heal 1 on every combat start. Okay. Gotcha. So he overreaches. That's fine. Okay. I can spawn him here. Start healing up my own. I can also, if I do this, let me think for a second. Let's replace one of these, see what we got. Probably should undo that actually. And put this guy in. So he loses 3 but gets replaced with way more damage. Alright, I like that. Is that your full measure? What we want is to replace him and replace him. What do we got? Retribution. So in the event that the flask is down, I want 1 retribution there. And we'll get a sacrificial lamb. Oops. Here, so that way he can take that first hit. We'll get some health here. In reserve. Perfect. Alright, he can attack. Alright. Takes 1 damage, so it gains 1 life and 1 damage. Got it. That's unfortunate. This is my OP. Okay, so first I want to, if I were to spawn that there, that'd be 1 damage to each of them. They get an action point. Lethal kills any target they attack except Maven and Demon Eyes. So this, I would guarantee 2 kills right off the bat. I want that, and I don't even want to consider anything else in the meantime. Replace that. Sacrificial lamb. Probably would be good just to place out. Okay, before I do that, if I place this guy here, another sacrificial lamb. Alright, that works. So we're going to put him here, and we're going to put a sacrificial lamb in reserve here. Alright. What is this? Attacks whatever attacks it 2 times. Okay. Got it. Okay, that worked out though, because I just got a ton of action points out of that. So... okay. So if we do a spark... Why is that taking 2? But because this should kill both of them, like, right off the rip. Okay, so let's replace this. I got the same card, of course. Alright, 2 sparks. So what if... it's gonna kill that guy, those guys. I'm just hoping it doesn't. What if I do it like this? Like that actually helped me. Oh no. Do that. Alright. Dang. Okay, so it did work out the way they said it would. Okay, burnout. I can't believe he played it there, not up here. That's so crazy. I mean, that works out in my favor, but... Okay. So if I play aggression... Do I want to do that? Let's first replace that. What do we got? This here. I could play that over here. And then sacrifice this, gain 2 more action points. Sacrifice this and put a little powerhouse out here. Alright, hopefully that made sense and plays out the way I want it to. Okay. Each asset of yours on the board gains 1 health and attack and deals 1 damage. Okay, so he's going all in on this final attack here. And I'm gonna win here with a simple... Okay. Just like that, that's all I need. Alright. Loss is instructive. We know you better now. What have you learned, witch? This Varigold thinks himself smarter than all of us put together. It's a twisted blessing, really, that overconfidence. Bit by bit, we can trick him into thinking he's on a winning streak and trap him in between temptations. Okay. So he spread himself thin. What we can do is if I do 2 here, that'll counter him on this, because I imagine he'll put at least 1 more. Or should I just go for a win? Until there's a reason not to. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little further in on this one and this one. Hope he leaves this alone, and hope he leaves. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully he leaves this alone, just in general. Okay, so he went all in on this. Currently, this boon would be applied. Okay, so I'm winning in the anticipation slot. This would be applied. He's winning. Why would this not be applied? Or it's only 1. Oh, it's only 1 of them would be applied. And for some reason, he wins on that. But I'm clearly winning here. So I just have to go all in on this and this. These are the 2. To plan your route, you often must see your total deck, as well as any boons and banes you've accumulated. Try it now with Tab. The dark cards in your deck are American's Inheritance, sins through which demons can gain a hold on a second. Gain a hold on a soul. I don't know why I said second. Beyond survival, purging its dread inheritance is your goal, and may lead to a greater reckoning. Press escape to return your ritual. Purging this dread inheritance. Okay. Inheritance, there we go. Okay. Is your goal and may lead to a greater reckoning. Press escape to return. Okay. Interesting. So what's this? Bane. Select the temporary bane to bear through this ritual. Why would I want a bane? If I go here, here, 2 weaker combats, then an elite, gain revelations, exchange 1 pack for another. I'll go for the boon. And recover 10 health. Yeah, that's the path I want. Dig 2 graves. Fine, time is our coin. You must borrow. Mark, by dawn you will beg. We'll see about that there, buddy. Okay, I like Flask of Thought. This one's actually pretty sweet. So I'm gonna reroll that just to see what we can get. That one can overshoot, so that one's also pretty sweet. And then if I do that, I can start working on gaining health in the meantime. That's pretty gnarly. I can't afford them, so I'm just going to get rid of them. Just to see. Sacrifice a creature you own. I don't want to do that, not yet. So let's just get a little extra attack on them and end with that. Okay, the subtle coin of will is now ours to spend. What to do? Okay, so I can do this, and that would mark a good bit. I have a spark. Spawn this guy here. Get 2 kills, or I can take just straight damage. If I do this, he doesn't have much. There's almost a benefit to not killing off as many as I can, because he can only spawn 1 additional thing in that meantime. So I'm just gonna go straight for the hit on him. It's cost some material damages. That's just a one plane attack, so that's fine. Okay, so what I want is an extra just plain attack right off the rip on there. I could put in reserve. Let's see, if I do burnout, what is that again? I'd put damage on virtually everyone. Why is that? Why is he? Where's he going to get his damage from? That, it shouldn't kill that. So I'm not sure where he's getting his damage from. I could sacrifice this guy, gain 2, have 6. Have 6, and then use that. Or I'll start with this anyway. Knock 2 of them out. Okay, gotta think here. So what's his benefit? Takes 1 damage, deals all to all neighbors when it dies. So if I do that here, sacrifice him, that does the same. That would guarantee a kill on my flask, which I don't want. So weirdly enough, I want that. Then I could sacrifice him, gain 2 more. Either way, he's gonna go down. So I could, yeah, sacrifice him. He's going to go down either way, so I might as well get the 2 bonus. Okay. And that's going to heal up both, so that works out really well. What's this? Damage taken by the host are redirected here instead. So that takes 2 life. Okay. They can do any killing damage to me. He's gonna lose his life. Hate that. What can I do to... Let's get rid of this card. Let's look. Deals double damage. So I can at least get some damage off. If he's gonna die either way, I should really... I can do this. Of course, it's the same thing. He's gonna die either way, so it doesn't benefit me at all to keep him. So he'd have 2 and 3. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're alright. We're doing alright. Okay, so we have aggression, we have retribution. I should protect myself here. I did not mean to sacrifice that. That's really disappointing. Okay. So we'll use the sacrificial lamb. And then I can replace that. Let's see what we got. Heals 1. So I put this up here theoretically. Beneficial. Probably could have, maybe should have used that, but I didn't. That's alright. Actually, yeah. Is there a way for me? Oh, that's right. I don't have to have gotten rid of retribution. So if I did this and then sacrificed him, that would be game. Yep, that's all I needed. You're cutting costs somewhere, which that was too easy. Yeah, you know. You know. Alright. Getting better. Marikeen's favorite, to see you tamed and chained will be such merry sport. I love the dialogue in this game. It's actually like really like I love. Okay, before I spawn anyone, let's replace this. Got the same exact card as always, as they do. I could do this. I don't want to spawn him until I can get him kind of behind enemy lines. So we're just going to go first straight off with an attack. Right in the heart of it. Put that there. And then we'll keep one left over for next turn. Okay, he bypasses the first 2 assets in front of it when attacking, so it's going to be 2 straight to my health. Okay, hated that. But I can do this to start healing up. I'm going to replace this guy. Retribution, that's pretty nice. I could do this. I'm gonna spawn him for sure. And Then let's just, the sneak is actually really nice. That can be placed on the enemy side. Let's respawn that, just, okay. So I have options here. In the final balance of war, that was no true exchange. Alright, so what I want, because it looks like I'm going to lose this guy either way. I'd like to melt him to get a lot more damage and health going. I'm gonna lose this guy either way, so he's going. Why is he receiving 5 damage? So if I sacrifice him, that should be game. There we go. Beautiful. This is your designated gloating interval. Proceed. We shall keep count. Alright, so an elite battle, and I can gain revelations. The witch disputes contracted law. A righteous duel is called. Name your champions. Pelt of the Maddened Bear. When the enemy avatar is damaged by an attack, they gain 1 armor. I hate that. Okay. So I do this. Let's see how this works out. If I were to do this, that would gain me 2. But I would be putting no attack on them. I'm just going all for health. So that's probably not actually beneficial right now. One attack. Replace that. If I did this, that would just get me back to 3. That's not really as useful. So let's just do this to get a little health. Coming back towards H key. Okay. The subtle coin of wills, not ours to spend. What to do? Alright, that's okay. Because why? There's a reason. I want to respawn twice here. What do we got? Retribution. So I can place this guy down and get some more health. I can place this, but that's gonna be too far out. Do this to get a little extra damage out. I can do this here. Guarantee the kill. That'll spare my don't... Yeah, I need to do that. Okay. I think that's the move. Gain a little health. Okay, I'm gonna lose him. That's alright. What's this do? Its host has 1 less health and 2+ attack. Okay. So they're going to kill him, but that's all they can do. Okay, let's get rid of that. I have 2 retributions. So I can do this here. And spawn this in the back to start putting some damage on target. Or if I do this here, that'll guarantee both of them get toasted, which is what I want. If I do sacrifice this, I'll gain 3. But that won't eliminate both of them. Okay. Why won't that eliminate both of them? But if I get rid of that, it will. Okay. No, I'm just gonna leave that be. Alright, so we'll carry 1 over. That's alright. Okay. Take 1 damage to deal 2 damage to any target. So you go straight for the shot, take 2 damage, deal 4 damage to any target. Why would you do it in that order? Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm happy about it, just that didn't make sense. Okay. So first, let's get some damage. Get some retribution. So I'll put 4 damage on him. I think that's good. Okay. Burn, deal 1 damage to any creature, and another for each in its reserves. Okay, so that was really disappointing. Take 1 damage, deal 2 damage. Okay. You're really bumming me out, dude. Tax for a single ducat. Yes. Yet by the end, 1 more might have saved you. What are you trying to say, dude? I could sacrifice and replace. Does that even make sense? Do this. Looking at 3 damage. Why only 3? They have 2 attack. Why is this stopping at 3? Alright, we'll just trust. Should be more. 4. Okay, I don't understand. I don't understand why that happened that way. Put 1 over here. There. familiars traced the text between tongues. They uncovered corruption, words altered in passage, sense lost in the carrying. A covenant mistranslated dissolves its own authority. This strengthens your case. You have gained revelations. I love the revelations being like learning lore, but you can use it also as currency. Okay. Yeah, so I want this, because that will be a weak enemy and recover 10 health, and I get a boon. Shrugs, with your kind, no gift goes unsquandered. For Exhibit A, we present your own American. Jeez. Heal 1 on every combat. For battle begins with 1 ally combat archer in play. Alright, let's spend some revelation, see if we can get something better. Maximum health of demon opponents decreases by 1. Play directly in front of an enemy creature. Gets mass. Following turn, the first time your avatar is damaged in battle. Let's look again. Battle begins with 1 allied immolator in play. Heal 2 wounds when your entire deck is cycled during battle. That doesn't happen often. I don't like any of this. Enemy reserves that descend deal 1 damage. Enemy reserves that descend deal 1 damage to enemy neighbors on the battle line. The first allied creature in a turn that lands on the battle line from the reserves gains +1. Maximum health. One more time. Maximum health. Yeah, let's just go with this, because like already having a 2 spawned on the battlefield is actually kind of a big deal. I used a lot of revelation, I understand that, but like, gotta learn, gotta look and learn. These clauses prove our case written blood, but they have long lain dry. Shall we freshen them? Okay, so yeah, so that's actually really huge. So I'm gonna get rid of this one because I already have one. That's also huge to get that right off the rip. And this because I'm not gonna be able to spawn him immediately. Alright, of course I just got another one of this. But that's alright. Damage. Alright. Of course. Alright, we need to make sure we don't get below 10. That way we can get full health out of this battle. Get rid of that. Okay. And get rid of that. Oh my gosh. I have the worst luck, I swear. If I do this, aggression. We can do that. We can do this. Oh, that's game right there. I don't even have to do anything more. Still will, just because I love... No. I almost ruined that. Okay, you know what? Just leave it be and just win. Easy. Thus is your designated gloating interval. Proceed. We shall keep count. Recovery. 6 health restored to 20. Healing overflow. 4 revelations been added. Oh, that's so cool. They even consider that. Your accounts replenish. How will you mentor? How will your mentor drain them next? Boss time. No such claim on poor dead American. Lies. Prove your case by force or be gone. Okay. Let's get rid of him. Of course, I got the exact same card. Man, I can do this right off the rip. Gain 2 more. That'd give me 5. Then I can spawn. Both of them and still have an extra. Or I could do this. Put this down here. Sacrifice. That would put 3 damage against them right away. Put a 4th damage. And then spawn both of these to get more damage going. Okay. Not bad. 7 damage in the very first. Okay, draw 2 cards. Add and commend your strength or condemn your haste. Okay, so he's gonna get that. Take 1 damage, deal 2 to any target. Okay. Plus 2 more. Okay, so he did 4 in his first, which is obviously like a pretty good run, but not as good as what I did. Let's replace that. I could replace this. Guarantee 2 and 2, which I think I want to do. And then add a sacrificial lamb. Why is that? So if I put it here, no. Okay, so I want it here because I want 3 going against. Yeah. Alright, perfect. That bypasses the first 2. Alright. But we know what to expect. Get rid of that. Okay, I definitely want. Okay, I should get rid of something else before I. If I were to do this here, that would take 5. I would take 1. That's kind of worthwhile. Before I do that, let's so yeah, let's do this first. Oh, that didn't do what I thought it was gonna do. It's taking. That does move it up to 5. Why? Okay, let's get rid of him. If I were to do this, does that increase him even higher? I think it would. 4 and 6. Yeah, it did. Okay, so then we'll put a little shield on just to be sure. And get 5 damage on him, and I'm protected. Draw 2 cards. I need a card like that. Okay. And he's only going to be able to do 1 against my shield. That's huge. And I got that extra because of that. Okay. So I do this here. And I go for the spark. That's game. That's all I needed. reassess damages, rebuild, keep receipts. Yeah, dude, you're just getting smoked right now. Though it was a bargain that damned Marikine, it seems the instrument of her dark miracles, myself included, that she told even her own familiars so little, offers us one cold comfort. If luck holds, and we work as one, we may surpass her cursed work, even overturn it. This is the final round of bargaining for this ritual. After this, the results are permanent. Okay, so I need to just win outright. If he does 2 into this, if I do it like that, there's no way he's winning this one. He'd have to put 3 into it. I think I win both of these. Man, I'm hoping with 4 each, I win both of these. The good news is 3 here would get him a tie, and then that still gets applied. I think I'm good. This bane's been added, this bane's discarded. This bane's been added, this bane's been discarded. I don't for sure really understand, because I won with this one. So I don't understand why this one's discarded. Unless it's like, I won with this one and therefore it's been discarded, but he won with this one so it's been added to me. Like I was fighting both of these. I guess. I'm not entirely sure. But I won with this one, so that's huge. The first enemy creature placed each turn immediately takes 1 wound. When the enemy avatar is damaged by an attack, they gain 1 armor. That sucks, though. In even exchange, this form of trade demeans the act. We feel dirty. Thanks for playing the demo. The full game in the Killing Stone expands on this introduction in a myriad of ways. A chilling, interactive occult horror story of generational damnation. More demon lords who deepen combat with their own exclusive cards and banes. Optional battles unlock powerful new packs. Twist the rules and make them your own. More cards, bargains, and forge options that break the laws of what should be possible. A final contest against the devil for the family souls, leading to multiple endings for each character. Wow. This game was so well done. Unfortunately, it took me 2 tries, and I probably just edited it out entirely because I just got annihilated the first time I played. I couldn't figure it out. Had to slow down. Someone that's a slow learner like me sometimes just needs a little more hand holding at the beginning. But this game is a lot of fun. The story, fascinating. I can't believe they have voice acting in it. That was also like really well done. And 2 different types of voice acting, the period and the modern English. That's crazy that they would do that twice over. I hope they do voice acting for the other characters. I know it was only just the one-eye demon and Marikine that both are voice acted, but I'd love to see the others too. That'd be really cool. Really, really neat. You guys should definitely like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you want to see me play the full release when it comes out. I'd love to hear from you guys. A lot of fun. Catch you guys in the next one.